Okie dokie. Here we go with 3-1 exponential functions. Who else is pumped? Definitely me. Alright, here in 3-1 with exponential functions and their graphs, you guys may recognize these a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to recognize and evaluate exponential functions with a base A. We're going to graph the functions. We're also going to recognize, evaluate, and graph exponential functions with a base E, which is a little different than a base A. E is an actual number. And then we're also going to model and solve real-life problems with exponential functions. So in this case, we're going to do exponential and logarithmic functions. These are called transcendental functions because they're non-algebraic. An exponential function is just f of x equals a to some power of x. Okay, you have a base a. It has to be greater than 0. It can't be negative, and it can't be 1. Because if you have a 1, well, if you have f of 1 to any power, it doesn't matter if it's like 1 to the second, 1 to like the fifth, 1 to the negative 2, your answer is still going to be a 1. So it can't be equal to 1. So it has to be some real number, but this is your definition of an exponential function. So you could have something that looks like maybe a 2 to the x. Or maybe you'll have something like f of x equals a 1/3 to the power of x. In each of these cases, a is your number, x doesn't change. So the first thing we need to do is figure out how to use our calculator to evaluate these functions. So if you look at a, I'm just going to do a couple of these. You have f of x equals 2 to the x. What we're going to do is we're going to take this x out, and we're going to plug in our negative 3.1. So we're going to go to our calculator, and we're going to say 2, and then you're going to hit this little caret button here for the power, and then you're going to put in a negative 3.1, and then enter. So that gives you a 0.116629 blah 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 blah. What we're going to do is we're going to round to 4 decimals. So when we go to our answer here, we're going to say 0.1166. You don't have to write out any further. Now if you want to do the second one, then, or actually let's go down here and do D. That'll be a little more difficult. We're going to do a 1.01 e to the negative 3, and then we're going to take x as a negative 2. So go to your function, and go to your calculator, you have 1.01. Now you have an e. Well, e is not the double E here. E is this blue on the LN button down here next to your 4. So you hit second, natural log, and it gives you an e. Well, this is going to be negative 3 times a negative 2, which is just a positive 6. So you get a 407.4631. 407.4631. Now back up here for B, when you want to find out what B is, when you want to find your pi button, don't plug in a 3.14. You actually need to use this pi button that is on your caret. So when you hit second and then the caret button, that will give you a pi. So it doesn't just round it to 3.14. It takes out to the whole decimal and evaluates it at that point. Alright, so there's how you use your calculator. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.